Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? We got some news to talk about tonight. We're going to talk a little Michael Harris II, maybe a contract extension on the way. Mike Soroka making a rehab start. Chris Woodward out as the Rangers manager. Brett Baty gets the call to the Mets. Walker Buehler out for the year. We got more on Fernando Tatis Jr. Let's get to it. And what's going on, baseball fans? Hello. Right around 100 of you to start things off. What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? We got a lot of members in the chat. I see William Fulgham. I see Chris. Nicholas, our moderator, is here. Or one of our moderators is here. Hello, Nicholas. How you doing, my friend? Who else we got up in this chat here? I saw some other members earlier. Who we got? CJ LaChapelle, what is going on? Birdie the dog. Jake, what is going on? Lucas Smith, Joe Girardi hater, another moderator. Jacob Toon as well. Thank you guys for stopping by. Ethan, Phil, John, Luke Walker, Ethan's Tech World, what is going on? How are we doing? Corey frickin' Preston, how you doing, my friend? Tice Thompson, hello. Joe, what's going on? Sam the Braves fan. We got a lot of Braves fans up in here tonight. Hey, good night to be a Braves fan. I'm just saying. You got some news here tonight. Everyone, hey, I don't usually do news stuff as much as I would like to, especially during the season. So, I'm thinking here. I'm kind of brainstorming. What could I do, since all the trade deadline stuff has come and gone? What could I do on the channel to where, we can kind of keep talking some baseball without having to do power rankings, and hot takes. What else could we do? And, I'm going to try stepping it up a little bit with the news kind of shows because, hey, there's stuff going on in Major League Baseball pretty much every day. So I'm going to try and step this up a little bit. We have a lot to talk about tonight. And, I was going to make like separate videos on these things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a busy man. I got to work throughout the day. So why not just go live tonight and then just talk about all of it tonight? Landon has become a member. Landon, thank you so much for becoming a member, my friend. Hello. But yeah, definitely busy right now. Back to work. I've mentioned that a few times already. And it's just way easier for me to go live. I can just kind of prepare it really quick and just hit the live button, and here we are. I like making videos, but hey, those take a little bit of time, take a little bit of editing and whatnot. And, hey, live is just a little easier for me at the moment. So I'm definitely going to try and pump out more of the news kind of shows, at least until the postseason. So let's get to it, everyone. Let's get to it. We got a lot to talk about here. Before I do get started, if you can, hit that subscribe button for me. We are, my goal by the end of the year is to be at 30,000 subscribers. We got how many more months? We got about 4 more months almost, 4.5 months. Can we get to 30K by 2023? That is the goal. So hit that subscribe button if you can. Hit that like button for me. That way it will help get this stream out to the algorithm a little bit more. Hit the bell notification every time, or hit the bell notification so every time I go live, you will know. And share the stream if you can. We actually just had someone in the chat asking if anyone had a code for SeatGeek, and I have a code. Hello, use my code, everyone. Hyde will give you $20 off your first purchase for SeatGeek. Definitely take advantage of it. Don't forget, we are partners with Prize Picks as well. A 100% deposit match if you use my code Ginger. All right, everyone. Let's get to it here. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get to it, everyone. This actually This actually was more of a recent story. This was some more details were starting to come out tonight, so I'm going to start off with this. Michael Harris II, man, oh man, looking like the Braves are working on a contract extension for him. Let's go take a look here. Man, oh man. Hey, Atlanta Braves fans, you guys are having yourself quite the day here. I mean, my goodness, we got a few things to talk about here. Here we go. Oh, hold on, everyone. What do you know? I forgot to do something. Let's get the music here. Let's get the vibes going here. Let's get the tone set. Here we go. Hold on one second. I'm almost there. Almost there. Hold on a second. Hold on. Almost there. Whoa, that is loud. Okay, here we go. All right, sharing the screen. Whoa, we got a $30 super chat coming in from Landon, our newest member. Loved your channel for a while. You make my nights a lot easier after a long day of work. I appreciate that, my friend. That makes me feel good. It's nice to hear things like that, my friend. I'm glad that I can make your day a little bit better. Go Braves, and thank you for all the content. I can't talk. This is what happens when I go back to work. My brain is just mush. Go Braves, and thank you for all the content you put out. Landon, I appreciate, my friend. And really, thank you for the $30 super chat, my friend. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And Landon, I'm glad you're enjoying the content on the channel. Hey, man, just glad you are being entertained. And Landon, thank you again for the $30 and becoming a member. You're awesome, my friend. Here we go. Braves fans. I mean, first off, you guys are having a great night here. I mean, Charlie Morton looking fantastic tonight. 12 strikeouts, winning your 8th straight game. And now it's looking like you got a contract extension coming up with Michael Harris. Are you kidding me? Like, first off, let's go take a look at Michael Harris's numbers. Let's go take a look at this. He's having a phenomenal year. I mean, my goodness. You know what? Let me actually go pull up here the leaderboards when it comes to the rookies as of right now. So let's go pull up the rookies here. All right, so Michael Harris right now, I mean, you have got to think this guy is the clear-cut favorite for Rookie of the Year in the National League. I don't see, I mean, who else you going with? I don't see really. I mean, Christopher Morel's had a pretty nice year, but Michael Harris II is clearly the Rookie of the Year here, unless I'm missing someone, unless my brain is not thinking here. Conman752, are you going to do another stream reacting to the new updated MLB Pipeline Top 100 prospects that came out earlier today? That did come out today, didn't it? Also, O's coming for the Yankees. Yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look at that. It's always nice when you can kind of just get a glance at how the rankings are, because they're always updating them. So, yeah, I definitely think I'll have to do that sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow. I can do hot takes on Thursday, and then maybe tomorrow we can do that. Yeah, I think that's a plan. I think we can do that tomorrow night. I think Baseball America also just recently updated their top prospects about a week ago. So, yeah, I think that's the plan for tomorrow night, everyone. I think we'll take a look. at the updated prospect rankings. Conman752. Thank you so much. Joe Girardi hater, you got a super chat coming in. I'd go Strider over Harris personally. So, yeah, let's actually pull up the pitching as well. Michael Harris, definitely the best offensive player in my opinion. Now, Strider is definitely going to have a case. Absolutely, Joe Girardi hater. I see where you're coming from because this guy's having a great year. I mean, look at these numbers here. Over 13 strikeouts per 9, 3 walks per 9, an ERA at 3, a FIP of 1.97. It's going to be tough. I mean, this is going to be close. If you're looking at Spencer Strider on Fangraphs, he's got a 3.3 WAR, and then Michael Harris is at 2.7. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. This is going to be a pretty good debate, I think. Because Michael Harris, when he came up, he just ignited this Braves team. Like, he just got this team on track. Because remember, they were kind of slumping a little bit there, but he came into this lineup and he just brought life to this team. And but Spencer Strider's also just been really good this year as well. To be honest with you, I think you you could go either way. I don't think you can go wrong with picking either one of these guys, Strider or Harris. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a great problem to have, right? I mean, you're going with Michael Harris or Spencer Strider. I mean, at the end of the day, Atlanta Braves fans, that's a great problem to have. Who the heck is going to be Rookie of the Year between those two? So, I feel like, me personally, I feel like the edge is going to go to Michael Harris because I'm only looking at the way they vote, right? I'm looking at how these baseball writers vote. The offensive players tend to get more love at the end of the day, especially when a guy is having a pretty good or a very good all-around season. He's hitting home runs. He's driving in runs. He's stealing bases. He's hitting for average. He's getting on base. He's just all around fantastic. So I feel like the way the voters, the way they do things, I feel like he is going to get more love. But I definitely think Strider will absolutely get some votes. So, but like I said, it's a great problem to have. So getting back to Michael Harris II here, here's the contract that's possibly being discussed here. So as of about an hour and a half ago or so, the contract being discussed would guarantee Harris about $72 million. About 5 minutes before that, the Braves and rookie outfielder Michael Harris II are deep into negotiations on an 8-year contract extension. And then there's going to be an option for a 9th year. So Michael Harris, as of right now, he's 21 years old. So this could have him signed through his age 30 season. I think for the Braves, this is an absolute win to get this guy locked up. If you're looking at a 9-year deal for 72 guaranteed, I mean, that is quite the bargain. I mean, 72, so it's saying here it's an 8-year extension as of right now with an option. So 72 divided by 8. I mean, you're looking at $9 million per season, which for him, you know, you're eliminating arbitration. You're getting rid of all that. So he is guaranteed to make way more. Well, I don't know. Maybe, well, I don't know. The way arbitration is these days, I mean, my goodness, you can make some pretty good money in arbitration. But at least he would be guaranteed over the next few years to be making some pretty decent money. And then he can become a free agent when he, by at least his age 30 season. So I think for Michael Harris, I think this is a win-win. He's going to be making good money until he hits free agency. And, hey, man, I think this is great. And for the Braves, this guy's been fantastic for you. This is going to be a solid piece of your team for the next 8 years. I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. For the Braves to be able to get this done, I mean, this is how the Braves operate, man. This is how they operate. And you got to love what they're doing here. And Michael Harris II, he's been having a phenomenal year. And I think he absolutely deserves a bit of a raise like this. So let's move on here. We'll have to keep an eye out. Maybe we end up seeing maybe a little bit more money. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for this as things progress. So let's move on here, but let's stick with the Atlanta Braves. Sticking with the Atlanta Braves, hey, feel-good story here, but I'm just saying here for the Braves, I mean, this is making your team here you're looking pretty good right now. This guy can come back and help out in the major leagues and then help you out in the playoffs. I mean, my goodness. Whoa, that is looking a little small here. What in the world is going on here? There we go. Mike Soroka makes his first rehab start tonight, and he looked absolutely fantastic. Okay, 4 innings tonight. 4 innings tonight, his first rehab start. I believe, was this for AA or single A? It's for the Rome Braves. What level is that? Yeah, high A. So Mike Soroka, man, 4 innings. He struck out 8. He was saying in a post game that his sinker was feeling as good as it's ever been. I mean, Atlanta Braves fans, you got to be feeling pretty good. You're getting a guy like Soroka back for the postseason. Man, I mean, this is looking really good. I mean, it's high A ball, but I mean, 8 strikeouts over 4 innings in your first start in what was it, like over 700 days? I can't remember, but this is great, man. This guy has been through a lot. having the Achilles tear, having the setback. You're wondering at one point, is this guy ever going to be able to pitch again? And, hey, man, this is a great story. I'm extremely happy for the guy. But for the Braves, I mean, come on now. I mean, this is, if you get him back and he's contributing and he's helping you in the postseason, it's giving you another arm. I mean, they definitely could use it. Right now, you're looking at around 4 guys that are healthy at the moment. Max Fried has the concussion at the moment. Concussions, man, those are... You don't want to mess around with concussions. Absolutely not. I've never had one. Thank God, and knock on wood. But, man, I don't even want to know what it would feel like to have a concussion. I'm sure someone in this chat has had a concussion before, but I've had friends who have had concussions, and they've said it is something that can linger for a long time. You can just get these headaches out of nowhere. Max Fried, hopefully it's all right, and he's not going to have any long-term effects, from it. But either way, if you get Fried back, obviously he will come back eventually. But if you get him and you're getting Mike Soroka back, you're getting a ton of depth for the rotation. I mean, and the fact that Charlie Morton having the night that he had tonight, and we're late in the season like this, I mean, is that Charlie Morton's best start of the year? I know he's had one pretty good start. There was one, he had a game score of 87 back on July 3rd against the Reds. He struck out 10, only 1 hit allowed over 7 innings. So what was his box score for tonight? So, or what was it? How many innings did he go? He struck out 12. Let's go to the box score. Come on now. And hey, taking it to the Mets, man. Good for the Braves. Good for the Braves. The Mets really took it to him the last time, and the Braves are taking care of business. And I'm just going to say this right now. I posted this on Twitter last night. I sent out a little tweet on the Twitter machine. Mets, some of you Mets fans out there, you were coming after me in my power rankings, coming after me in the comments. Why do you have the Mets third? What? How do you move the Mets down from second to third? How do you put the Astros in front of the Mets? You don't even know what you're talking about. And look what happened last night. What was it, 16 runs last night you gave up? What the heck are you doing? I mean, it's funny how that just happens, right? Man, I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. What do I know? But I'm just a dope sitting at my desk. But I found that hilarious that all these Mets fans are coming after me, and then you give up 16 runs in a game. My goodness, eat my shorts. And now look tonight. You lose 5-0 tonight. Great start for Morton tonight. 6 2/3, 3 hits, 12 strikeouts. That probably won't match. Well, it might actually. It's going to be right around this start. That's probably his second best start of the year. So I think this one might end up being the better game, July 3rd against the Reds. But this is against the Mets here. Hey, I'm talking, talking some smack here to all you Mets fans out there. But hey, this Mets team is really good. So, and I was saying, I don't know, I had someone else commenting in my comments on that power ranking stream saying, the Mets, they just scored 6 runs. Oh, I'm just looking at the numbers, man. I'm just looking at the numbers. The Mets offense it's been okay, but it hasn't been great over the last, week or so. And, and now you're struggling to score against this Braves team, man. You got good pitching. Oh, and Taijuan Walker left this one as well. He left a little early tonight. I think he was having back spasms. So, Taijuan Walker, what's going on with him, man? But for Soroka, this is a great sign. If you go back to the numbers from the last time he pitched, 2019 was his last full season. He did pitch a little bit in 2020, but that was when he got hurt. But 2019, man, he was so good. Really good. 174 2/3 innings, 29 starts. He was 13-4, 2.68 ERA, 3.45 FIP. He's going to be more of a ground ball guy. If you're taking a look at the leaderboards right now for defense, right now the Atlanta Braves, if we take a look here, overall, the Atlanta Braves, they rank 20th overall. But you know what? Let me actually go here to outs. above average. How's this infield defense looking for the Atlanta Braves? So right now, the Braves, they are 8th in infield defense on Baseball Savant. So I think Soroka, man, if he comes back healthy, you got a good infield there. That's going to be a nice recipe. And I think Soroka, he absolutely could end up really giving this team some depth, especially for September and the playoffs as well. I'm excited to see what he will do, but we'll have to wait and see how his next rehab start goes. I'm sure he's going to get at least 3 rehab starts, 3 to 4. We'll have to see, but I'm guessing the next one will probably come at AA, and then if that goes well, he'll go to AAA, and then maybe you could see him back in the majors at that point. So, let's get to the next story. Let's get to the next story, shall we? And, I was actually going to go in a different direction for the next story. But you know what? Since I'm talking about the Mets, I'm talking a little smack to the Mets fans tonight. But, hey, you know what? You talk smack to me first. But let's talk about something good with the Mets. Let's talk about Brett Baty. Hey, man, Brett Baty, this guy's good, man. This guy's good. So let's go take a look here at Mr. Brett Baty getting the call for the Mets. Here we go. Waffle Man, no, I have not talked about Chris Woodward yet. That was going to be my next story, but I feel like this one, it's a better segue to this one. Brett Baty, Mets promoting him, calling up their their second best prospect. Francisco Alvarez is their number 1. But Brett Baty getting the call. Remember, he was the 12th overall pick back in 2019. He has been extremely good this year in the minor leagues. If you take a look at his numbers in AA, over 89 games, hitting .312 with a .406 on base, a .544 slugging, a .159 WRC plus, had 19 homers, 59 RBIs. Hey, man, this guy, he's been swinging a good bat down in AA, and then he went up to AAA, 6 games, hitting .364, .462 on base, a .364 slugging is not great, but he's getting on base, he's making things happen. You know, it's really funny, because I was putting together a list. I'm going to be doing a video eventually on prospects that I think teams need to call up, or playoff teams that need to call up certain prospects, and of course, I had Brett Baty on that list, and then this ends up happening today. So, what do you know? But Brett Baty, if you take a look at Baseball America, he is the number 28 prospect overall in the top 100 on Baseball America. He has a 60-hit tool, 55 power, 50 run, 50 field, and he's got a good arm. So if we take a look at the Mets as of right now, he is not showing anywhere here. So Fangraphs, we got to update this, please. But I would imagine, well, so actually, Eduardo Escobar, he got hurt. So actually, did they talk about that here? And, so yeah, Carlos Carrasco also having a bit of an issue with the oblique. It looked like it was a low-grade oblique strain. You never want to, I mean, hey, you saw what happened with Scherzer. You know, I think he had an oblique issue as well. So I think Carrasco's isn't as bad, but, yeah. But as you can see here, Beatty will join the Mets in Atlanta and figures to see regular playing time with Luis Gourmet out 6 weeks, and Eduardo Escobar currently banged up. So teams don't call up prospects of Beatty's caliber just to sit them on the bench or deploy them in minimal roles. So that's basically what I'm thinking here. You know, this guy's going to get slotted into third, give Escobar some time to heal up a little bit, and hey, maybe this is Beatty's chance to try and stick with the team. This kind of reminds me a little bit of when the Red Sox called up Xander Bogaerts back in 2013. And then Bogaerts ended up being a big piece during that World Series run. So could Brett Baty have a similar effect with this team? If he plays well, I mean, I think there's a chance you could end up sticking with him. So we'll have to see how he does. And, hey, with this pitching, though, with the Atlanta Braves, man, it's gonna be tough for him to get some hits right off the bat. But I'm excited for it. Again, Brett Baty, the number 28 overall prospect in Major League Baseball as of right now. The number 2 in the Mets system. Francisco Alvarez is number 1. But, hey, I think it's a great move. I mean, why keep this guy down in the minors? There's no reason to. He's hitting great. He's hitting for average. He's hitting for power. He's getting on base. I mean, the on base to me is the most impressive thing. His on base was 406 in AA, 462 in AAA. Now, we'll have to wait and see how he ends up doing at the major league level, but it's absolutely worth a shot right now to call this guy up. There's no reason to just keep him down there. You might as well see if his talent can translate to the major league level sooner rather than later. So I think it's the right thing to do. Mets fans, I know you're very excited about it. Also, speaking of Mets fans, when I tweeted out last night, what did I tweet out exactly? I said Mets fans were irate with me for putting the Mets at number 3 behind the Astros, and then you give up 16 runs. Hate to see it. And then Giraffe Neck Mark actually responded to that, and he actually agreed with the Mets being at number 3 in my power rankings. And my goodness, Giraffe Neck Mark, I'm just saying, man, that made my heart feel warm. It's nice to see Giraffe Neck Mark being okay with his Mets being behind the Astros. I respect it. I've said the long time, Giraffe Neck Robbie joke where, I like talking about my Red Sox, being biased towards my Red Sox. But, I've noticed with Mark over the last couple of years, he's not being as biased with the Mets. And that's a good thing to see. And, hey, you know what? It's okay to be biased. It's okay, of course. I mean, my Red Sox are going to win the World Series this year. You guys just, you're not seeing it yet. I'm just telling you. It's going to happen. But, hey, Giraffe Neck Mark, I respect that. So, let's move on to the next story, shall we? Let's talk about Chris Woodward. This was the big one. We've had a lot of managers fired this year, man. We never see this many managers get fired, ever. I don't know. I can't remember the last time. Was there ever a time where 4 managers got fired? So who we got now? We had Joe Girardi. We had Joe Madden. Who was the other one? There was Montoyo with the Blue Jays. And now it's Chris Woodward. So, honestly, I figured maybe you'd just wait until the offseason. But, I think they want to give a chance for the next guy up. But let's go take a look here at the story. Let's go take a look at some possible candidates. Here we go. Pulling this up. Oh, also, I do want to point out another call-up that we saw. We saw Brett Baty get called up. But we also saw another one get called up. We saw Shea Langeliers getting the call to Oakland. So they have released Stephen Piscotty, and Shea Langeliers will be heading to Oakland and starting his career with the A's. So I wonder if we're going to end up seeing Sean Murphy maybe on the move this offseason. I definitely think that's very possible. So now that, if Langeliers is getting the call now, what's going on now with Sean Murphy? Could they go with both? I don't know. It's the A's here. They've done some wacky things in the past. But let's talk about Chris Woodward. Okay, so here we go. The Rangers have made a change atop the dugout, announcing the dismissal of manager Chris Woodward on Monday afternoon. This was yesterday, so I'm just catching up to this now. Third base coach Tony Beasley will take over on an interim capacity for the remainder of the 2022 season. That's exactly the route that the Phillies took, right, after firing Girardi, and that has gone pretty well. So let's see if maybe they can get the same kind of magic in Texas. But let's take a look at the comments. Chris Young and I had the very difficult task of informing Chris Woodward of our decision today. President of Baseball Operations John Daniels said in the press release announcing the decision. In his tenure as Rangers manager, Chris worked tirelessly under what was at times some difficult circumstances. He has been dedicated and passionate in his efforts to improve the on-field performance of the Texas Rangers, and it is greatly appreciated. He has represented the organization with class and dignity. We have had extensive discussions over the last several weeks, and while the team's current performance is certainly a big part of this decision, we are also looking at the future. As the Rangers continue to develop a winning culture and put the pieces together to compete for the postseason year in and year out, we felt a change in leadership was necessary at this time. On behalf of the entire Texas Rangers organization, we thank Chris and wish him and his family the very best. Now, I think Chris Woodward I think had another year left on his contract, I believe. So they signed him to an extension this past November. So yeah, he had one more year left. So in a way, I kind of respect this. I'm kind of glad that I figured, I don't know, maybe they could have done this in the offseason, but in a way, I think it sounds kind of weird to say this, but I actually find it more respectful that they did it this ahead of time, so he's not going into the offseason wondering, all right, you know, what's my contract situation like? Because he was basically going to be a lame duck heading into 2023. So in a way, I kind of respect it, because now he can start looking at other positions. He can look at, you know, third base coach jobs, first base coach, maybe bench coach positions. I think this was, in a way, respectful that the Rangers did it this early. And they had a lot of nice things to say. But, you know, obviously the Rangers have not been great this year. If we go take a look, now they were looking all right at one point. They were within 5 games of a wild card spot. But taking a look at the Texas Rangers, you know, 11 games under 500 here. They have won a few in a row. But honestly, this is kind of what I thought the Rangers were going to be. This is kind of what I thought they were going to be, you know, to be completely honest with you. I didn't really see a whole lot out of Texas this year. I saw, you know, a better offense, but I felt like, and honestly, the pitching has actually been pretty decent this year. But I felt like they just didn't quite have enough. And I definitely do think Texas are going to be big players this coming offseason. Absolutely look out for that. Definitely think that's going to be something to pay attention for. You're going to have a lot of teams this offseason I think are going to be really busy. The Baltimore Orioles, I think, are going to be out there. But I know the Rangers, they just spent a lot of money this past offseason. I definitely see them making more moves. And they're definitely going to be on the lookout for a new manager. So, but in the end, I like, you know, I think for the Rangers, Chris Woodward, in my opinion, you know, I liked the hiring at the time. You know, and he was able to, you know, he had good relationships with some of the players, Corey Seager especially, helping him, you know, bringing him into Texas. That was a big reason why Corey Seager ended up going there, you know, because he had that relationship with him, with the Dodgers. And, you know, Jimmy Productions, $4.99. Did you hear the Nationals called up CJ Abrams? He had his first hit tonight. Hey, CJ Abrams getting his first hit as a Washington National. I think he's going to be here to stay from now on for the Washington Nationals. I don't see why they would send him back down. Good for him, man. Jimmy Productions, thank you so much. So, Waffle Man, the big story with the Rangers is our horrendous record in one-run games. We're much better than our record says. Look at our run differential. Yeah, I was just looking at that. I think it was -1. Yeah, they're not bad. They're not a bad team. They're just not good enough. All right, I don't think they quite had enough for this year. I saw some good things, but I feel like I like Chris Woodward, but I feel like you need something more, right? I feel like you need a guy that's established. Look at the San Diego Padres. I still think Bob Melvin was one of the best moves this past offseason. I really do. You know, when I'm looking at all these free agent moves, trades that happened this past offseason, I really do think Bob Melvin was one of the better calls, you know, for a team to make. And and look what the Padres have been doing, man. They've been a much better team. Sure, they've had, you know, I'm not even talking about like Juan Soto and everything. I'm talking about before that. You know, they were looking pretty good for pretty much, you know, the whole year. And I think Bob Melvin was a big reason for that. Jimmy Productions, another super chat. Joe Girardi and Aaron Judge to the Rangers. Hey, could you imagine? Joe Girardi is interesting. I do find him interesting for the Texas Rangers. I wonder. It's like the thing with the Rangers is, you know, they want to create that winning culture. It's really going to come down to, because Joe Girardi, the one thing with him is he doesn't mind analytics, but he's also an old school kind of a guy at the same time, and he wants to have control. So it's going to come down to, what do the Rangers prefer, right? Are they looking for a guy that's going to be how the Yankees are with Aaron Boone, where they really want them to work with the front office like very closely? Because Joe Girardi is not really going to be doing that. I wonder with Girardi, I think it's possible. I would not discount it. I think that's something. Jimmy Productions, another one. Joe Madden to the White Sox. Good grief. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Could you see Joe Madden to the Rangers? We'll have to see. William Fulgham, $4.99. Harris deal just got finished. Ooh. Oh, let's go take a look here. Is it done? Hold on a second. There's nothing on MLB trade rumors. I'm guessing it's on Twitter. Is there who's announcing it? Is it Jeff Passan? Jeff Passan, is that deal done? Let's see. Oh, is it Passan? Here we go. All right, everyone, we got some breaking news. The Michael Harris extension is done. 8 years, $72 million guaranteed, and it actually includes a pair of club options. So the Braves have control through 2032, the same year that Austin Riley's deal ends. Actually, I love that the Braves announced this. The Braves are actually the ones to announce it first. I love that. I love that the Braves are announcing it, man. So let's take a look at this. Michael Harris II, everyone, has signed an extension long-term with the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves today signed outfielder Michael Harris II to an 8-year contract worth $72 million that runs through the 2030 season. The deal includes a $15 million club option for 2031 with a $5 million buyout and a $20 million club option for 2032 with a $5 million buyout as well. Harris will make $5 million per season for 23-24. I love that they're just giving out all these details right here. It's crazy. You don't see teams do this ever. I love that the Braves do this. He will make $5 million per season for the first 2 years, $8 million per season for 25 to 26, $9 million in 27, $10 million in 28-29, $12 million in 2030. The deal will be worth $102 million over 10 years if both options are exercised. That's a win. That's an absolute win for Michael Harris. Hey, you're not having to go through any arbitration stuff. You're not having to worry about that. You can just know that you're getting paid until and you're still going to be, if he is going to be this kind of a player for the next, 8 to 10 years, and he gets to free agency, I mean, to me, he's going to be in his prime. I mean, he'll be 32 years old at that point, or like 31. So if it's a 8-year deal with so it's 10 years. So he'll be right around 31, 32 years old. So he'll be getting to free agency if both options are exercised. And to me, he could still go make himself a pretty nice contract at that point. I think this is great. I think it's awesome for the Atlanta Braves. I think it's good for him. I mean, what else is there to say? He's hitting .287, 12 home runs, 13 stolen bases, 39 RBIs. A native of Georgia. I think that was a big thing as well. I think that was a big reason Harris wanted to sign, because that's his home, right? He's a native of Georgia. That, to me, I think was a big reason for it. Won National League Rookie of the Month in June. I remember he had a really good month that month. So, hey, man, I love it. Absolutely. I think it's a great move overall. Super Chats coming in. You guys are awesome with the Super Chats tonight. William Fulgham, Harris started the season in AA, now has a 10-year deal. That's crazy. It's crazy how much things can change, right? You're starting off in AA, and now you're getting paid, man. Now you're getting paid. Good for him, man. That's really cool. And he gets to be with his hometown team. Jimmy Productions, $4.99. Would you rather be a team that is in the middle or a team that sucks? I guess it depends. If the team that's not good, if they have a good farm, I would like that. That would be nice. But if you're in the middle where you're not in contention, like you're barely on the outside looking in, and your farm system isn't as great, you got a longer road back to contention. So if the team that is bad has a good farm, I'm all about that. But if it's a bad team and then you got a bad farm, well, then, you know, that's no bueno. So I'd rather be a team that's awful, but with a good set of prospects that you can build around. So, taking a look here, moving on to the next story. Oh, no, we never finished up the Chris Woodward one. Here we go. Back to this. But yeah, Chris Woodward, I definitely think, in a way, kind of respectful that the Rangers did it this early. It gives them a head start to go look for other jobs in the offseason. But for the Rangers, I feel like you need a guy that's going to be a little more established, kind of like what the Padres did with Bob Melvin. You know, I felt like they needed to make that move. You know, they needed a guy that had some name power to him, kind of like what the Mets did with Buck Showalter. You know, very similar. So let's take a look at some candidates. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the first guy that came to mind was Ron Washington. Right away, Ron Washington. But I don't know if the Rangers will go that route. I just feel like, I don't know. They had him for a long time before. I feel like they're go with someone new. All right? So let's take a look at the external candidates, the veterans, Ron Washington. That's, again, I think a lot of people probably jumped at this one right here. Joe Maddon is interesting. You know, I think here's the thing with Joe Maddon, right? The Angels, I just think that organization stinks. You know, like, that's what I think. I don't think that was just the right situation for Joe Maddon. I think he's a strong candidate. I do. I think he's a stronger candidate than Ron Washington, to be honest with you. The thing also with Washington, you know, he is getting a little older. He just turned 70. But the guy is ready to go, man. He's ready to go. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know, man. I don't think Washington's going to be the guy. My gut is just saying no. I think Maddon is more of a stronger candidate. So let's take a look. What is this written here? Young was asked in June. Who's Young? Young was asked in June. Young. Who's Young? Michael Young? Oh, Chris Young. Okay. Let's see. Chris Young was asked in June how he'd react if he went to fire Chris Woodward, hypothetically. And he found Woodward, like Maddon, had shaved his hair into a rally mohawk. Joe has a way of doing things like that and changing some bad streaks. It's no surprise to me that he was trying something. Unfortunately, the timing wasn't ideal with his termination. If Woody came in with a mohawk, most importantly, I'd be shocked that he'd have hair. Hopefully, we never see that play out here. Yeah, that's like such a great story. Showing up to work with a mohawk and then you get fired. Amazing. But next candidate, Brett Ausmus. Here we go. Speaking of the Angels, Ausmus preceded Maddon in Anaheim, lasted only one season. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Brett Ausmus. Like, he's not exciting to me. I feel like he's not a game changer. Maybe if he has the right situation. He has been a candidate now for other teams, but I don't know, man. Mike Scioscia. How interesting would that be? Mike Scioscia. Longtime Angels manager going to the Rangers. Are you kidding me? Hasn't managed since 2018. 19 years with the Angels. He was with Team USA in the 2020 Olympics. And he's going to be managing them again in 2023. So he was in the Rangers minor league system at one point. I don't know. I wouldn't discount Scioscia. I feel like they're going to go with a big name. I'm surprised they didn't put Joe Girardi here, to be honest. Unless there's something I'm not remembering about Girardi. But I feel like Girardi could definitely be a candidate. Again, is he going to be the right fit with the Rangers? Because Girardi, you know what you're getting with Girardi, right? He's okay with some analytics. He's okay with that stuff. But he wants control of his team. Is that going to be something, you know? And with the Phillies, you know, they were just bad vibes this year. I don't know what the heck was going on. But I think Girardi is definitely a candidate. Then you got some other guys here. You know, I don't know if they go that. I just feel like they're not going to go this route. I feel like they want to probably try and get someone established. But then again, for the choices that you have here, are you okay with these choices? Then I guess you could turn, if you're not okay with someone like Joe Madden or Girardi or Sosha, you know, if those aren't lining up the way you want, then maybe you could turn to someone like a Matt Cotrero, right? Who's been with the Rays for a long time. You got Joe Espada. The Rangers brass has had plenty of time to watch Espada's work with the cross-state Astros. Joe Espada, that's a guy the Red Sox were looking at one point. So I remember his name. He had an interview. So, hey, the Astros, they've had a lot of success. He could be someone. I definitely think he could be. And then, oh yeah, he was a finalist for the Mets. That was the other one too. They ended up going with Showalter. But that's kind of the thing. I just feel like with the Rangers, I feel like they might want to go that Buck Showalter route. You know, they want to start getting to some winning, right? This next manager that they hire is going to be the guy for them. Like, the guy that is going to lead them back to the postseason, right? This is going to be the Buck Showalter to the Mets kind of a move. This is what they want to do. That's what I think they would want to do. Joe Girardi hater. If the Rangers get Girardi, I'll die laughing. Absolutely. It would be pretty funny, right? I wouldn't be surprised, though. You know, Joe Girardi's won a World Series before. I do think it is going to come down to fit, though. That is going to be the big thing. So they've got some other guys listed here in this article. Pedro Grifol. He's been with Kansas City for a long time now. So we'll have to wait and see. Carlos Beltran. That's always an interesting one. Then you got Tony, and here's the other one, Tony Beasley. I remember when the Phillies, when they made all their moves, right? They made all their moves. And The Athletic, they did an article about listing all these next candidates. And I kind of feel, but then again, the timing is different here. With the Phillies, when they fired Girardi, and then The Athletic, they made this whole list of candidates. I'm like, all right, how about you give this guy a chance, right? You have a whole season ahead of you. This is a little different because you're closer to the off season. So it's definitely different than what the Phillies, what they were going through, right? So that article I thought was a little silly, just because of the time of the season that it was in. And the Phillies were obviously trying to make the postseason, right? I mean, it was way too early to pull the cord on that, you know? So it's like, I'm thinking, why are they making this article, right? But with this one, it's a little more appropriate, in my opinion, to make an article like this. Because, you know, you're this close to the offseason now. Tony Beasley, sure. But this is why I also think the Rangers did this now. They're giving him a bit of a showcase, right? They're giving him a bit of a chance here, right? With Rob Thompson, with the Phillies, right? Again, that was months ago, right? And they still had the postseason on their minds, right? They weren't just throwing away the season. Tony Beasley, I think in this case, well, they're already out of it. They're not making the postseason, right? The Phillies, they had time to turn their season around. Right, Tony Beasley, I think this is a bit of a tryout. I think they're going to take a look how he does over the next month and a half. They're going to see how the team responds to him, you know. And I think this is going to be his chance to show what he can do. And if they feel like it's not quite there, well, then they'll go into the off season and they'll look for someone else. So I think Tony Beasley, he deserves all the chance, right? Or maybe the Rangers feel like maybe he's not the guy, and they just want him to manage this team until the rest of the season, or until the end of the season. So that's what I'm thinking. It could go either way. I'm not sure if the Rangers are serious about him being a manager long term. You know, are they looking to give him a bit of a showcase here, or are they just kind of giving him the keys until the off season, and then they're going to go a different route? So we'll have to wait and see. But you got Donnie Ecker as well. I would say right now, Beasley is a question mark. I don't know what the Rangers are thinking. So, you know, I do think it is different for Rob Thompson, though. It's definitely different. Rob Thompson, they trusted that guy to help turn their season around, and that's exactly what they did. So, but we'll have to wait and see. Tony Beasley, if they end up having a winning record until the end of the season, he can absolutely grab that job by the horns. We'll have to see. But it's going to be a big month and a half for the Texas Rangers moving forward. So, taking a look here, we got a few other stories to talk about before we get out of here for the night. Hey, Chris Woodward, he used to be with the Dodgers. Let's talk about the Dodgers next, shall we? How about Walker Buehler? Out for the season. Oh, my goodness. A lot of good vibes with the Dodgers as of late. A lot of good vibes as of late. A lot of winning lately for the LA Dodgers, and this is a bit of a tough pill to swallow. Your best pitcher, Walker Buehler, out for the year, elbow surgery. Now, they're not saying if he's going to need Tommy John. So I think they're going to go in there into the elbow because it says here, Buehler's recent MRIs weren't conclusive enough to determine the extent of the damage in his elbow. But Dr. Neil El Akshakshe saw enough to recommend surgery. So I think it's going to be one of those things where they probably go in there and they want to see like the extent of the damage in his elbow, and then they'll go from there, right? So, but they're not saying Tommy John. All right, so they were trying to go 6 to 8 weeks without throwing and then try to ramp him back up, but he was still having issues. So there goes Walker Buehler. Now, the question is with the Dodgers. Hey, man. Hey, you still got some pitching. Dustin May is coming back, so that is a bit of a lift. But when I'm thinking postseason, man, it's tough not having Walker Buehler. Tough not having him. But they got guys. You got Urias still. You got Gonsolin having a great year. Tyler Anderson has been really solid for them this year. Man, you know, when I'm thinking of postseason, man, I always like it. And then you're going to get Kershaw back at some point, I would imagine. You know, you never know with Kershaw, though, man. He's always having something going on. But if this, like, let's say there's no Kershaw here, and let's say this is what you're looking at for the postseason. I'm okay with Urias, you know, as your go-to guy. Tyler Anderson. You know, I'm just wondering postseason, how will Tyler Anderson be? You know, is he going to be a shutdown guy in the postseason for you? We'll have to see. I think Tony Gonsolin, he's looking great, but Gonsolin, he's had issues in the postseason prior, you know, going deeper into games. The one thing about Gonsolin, while he does have great numbers, he's averaging about five innings per start. He doesn't go very deep into games very much. And like if we look at his game log, he went into the 7th inning his last start. And he had back-to-back 5-inning appearances. Had a 6-inning one there, 5 innings here. And then he had back-to-back where he went 7, and then he went to the 8th. So he did have a string here, 6 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings. So he's averaging on average, like when you look at all of it, it's around probably like 5 1/3, 5 2/3 innings for Tony Gonsolin. But postseason, can this guy go deep into games against some of these good teams? You know, if you're looking at some of the starts that he's had, Padres, he did good. St. Louis, he had a bit of a rough go. He's done well against the Padres this year. The Braves, he did pretty well against. The Mets, he did really well against back in June. So he's had some success against some good teams. The Braves back in April, he did really good against. Only give up a hit. So he's shown he can pitch against these good teams. Now, once the postseason comes, though, I'm going to be curious to see how he does in some of these postseason starts. But Dustin May, that's going to be a nice arm to have back in that rotation. It's a bit of a blow. You know, when you're not having Walker Buehler, man, you know, that's tough. You know, that's your go-to guy, man. That's your go-to guy. He wasn't having an amazing season by any means. If we go pull up his numbers. ERA at 4.02, a FIP of 3.81, 8 strikeouts per 9, right around 2 walks per 9. You know, not bad numbers by any means, but not like those ace kind of numbers like in 2021. He was having some really good numbers, a 2.47 ERA, 3.16 FIP. You know, but his numbers were down this year. Strikeouts were down. Walks were around the same. Home runs were up a little bit this year. But I'm wondering if the elbow was affecting him for pretty much all 12 of his starts. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't feeling as good. Jordan Norman, man. How you doing? Dustin May. Also, how's the Sox farm looking? Hey, Sox farm, man. They're looking pretty good. I love me some Nico Cavadas, man. Dude's great. I can't wait to see that guy. Let's go take a look here. Bit of a transition here. Tristan Casas has been hitting a lot better lately. Brayan Bello looking all right in his rehab starts. Kedeni Rafaela, man. This guy has been just off the charts. Dude is having an amazing season. High A and double A. Overall, he's hitting 305. He's got 18 homers, 64 RBIs, 25 stolen bases. Kedeni Rafaela, man. Look out for this dude. Nick York homered the other day. Miguel Blyce has been looking pretty good in rookie ball. You know? But, dude, Nico Cavadas. My God, this guy has been a monster. Dude is off the charts, man. I mean, he's been an A-ball for the whole time. But holy crap. Look at the numbers this guy's having, right? He's hitting 298. He's got a 461 on base, a 608 slugging, 24 home runs. He's got 84 walks. He's got 111 strikeouts, but he's almost got the same amount of walks. This guy's out of his mind. Dude, Nico Cavadas is awesome. I can't wait for this guy. Get this guy up now. I guarantee he'll hit 30 home runs. Gavandi, what is going on? How you doing? Am I saying that right, or is it G. Vandy? What's going on? What do you think about the Rockies prospects? You know, all right. They got a couple of good ones. They just called up a couple of guys. Yeah, Elihuris Montero. That's the guy he got back in the Nolan Arenado trade. I mean, Zach Veen's great. I just feel like they just need to keep adding to this farm, man. It's not amazing. Zach Veen's doing all right this year. Hitting 266, 361 on base, 11 homers. Got 50 stolen bases, though, dude. Does everyone realize Zach Veen has 50 stolen bases this year? What the heck is going on, dude? Ezekiel Tavare. My goodness. This guy's having a really good year. Double A, he's hitting 318, 13 homers, 47 RBIs. He's got to keep adding to this farm, man. They don't have a lot of pitching. They just drafted Gabriel Hughes. I don't know. You just don't have a lot of pitching. Got some studs here at the top. But at the end of the day, they're just going to have to keep adding. So, but yeah. Where were we at here? Walker Buehler. I think the Dodgers... The only thing that I'm thinking of is postseason. Are they going to have the big starts from those guys like Urias, Tony Gonsolin, Tyler Anderson, maybe Dustin May? You know, they're going to need some big-time starts from those guys, and I think he's going to be sorely missed, Walker Buehler. So I think Dodgers fans, you were definitely getting excited at the thought of him coming back, but it is what it is. All right, everyone. We got one more story to talk about tonight. One more story. And, you know, I don't know, man. This is just, it's getting kind of annoying reading about this stuff. But let's talk a little Fernando Tatis Jr. His dad speaking out, making some comments. And, you know, I got to say, you know, I don't know, man. I understand. He's looking out for his son. You know, it's his son. At the end of the day, you're always going to be looking out for your boy. But at the end of the day, man, you know, we need to start being a little more accountable. And, you know, I feel like Fernando Tatis Jr., I feel like, you know, I read that he's going to talk to the team. He's going to be talking with, you know, Padres management and whatnot. But, you know, I understand where his dad's coming from. You know, I'm not a father. You know, I would like to be one day. But I think I get going to the defense of your son, but I feel like it's kind of like just some of the things that he said here. Okay. He wrote, "This is a catastrophe. What has taken place? A catastrophe. Not just for Junior, but for all of baseball. There are millions of fans who are going to stop watching baseball now. It's a total disappointment for Dominican fans throughout the world, for something so insignificant that wasn't worth it. It's a topical. What came out positive in Junior's body is something that doesn't give you strength, first of all, doesn't amplify your weight training. That's second. Doesn't have any testosterone. That's third. Doesn't contain absolutely anything that would give you an edge in the game. What has occurred is a catastrophe for baseball. So the recent story here is that he was taking something for ringworm. Right? I guess he got a haircut or something, and then he had a ringworm like in his neck, like on his skin or something. So he took it. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. And they also said here, all of this happened because of something that is not worth this issue. This is something for the skin. That's something that's not for performance enhancing and has no testosterone. It has nothing to help you improve in the game. So it said here that his son tested positive for clestibol after taking medicine to treat a fungus he received after getting a haircut. So that was the ringworm. However, here's my thing. I looked up some different ringworm, medications that you could take, and like none of them had what is it called? Is it clostibol? There are so many ringworm medications that did not have this. Like, I looked in the ingredients, I looked in the active ingredients, and so many of them out there. You can go get this over the counter. Like, even if any of you wanted to go get a prescription. I mean, here's the thing. You're a major league player, right? Here's the thing. You're a major league player. Here's the thing. If I'm in the major leagues, right, and I know there's a strict drug policy, right? I don't care if I'm taking whey protein or whatever, or I'm taking creatine or whatever. I'm looking at every single ingredient in that, right? There's a lot of times you see these players like, oh, I was just taking a protein powder. I don't know how that got in there. No, that's baloney. Get out of here. Get out of here. I do powerlifting. I've done powerlifting for the last 10 years. I've lifted with guys. I've never taken anything, but I've lifted with guys that are very open about taking stuff. Like, anytime someone says something like that, you just laugh at these people. Like, these guys just laugh at those guys, right? It's because it's ridiculous. Like, you're not gonna have, you're not gonna find D-ball or Tren or testosterone in your, optimum nutrition whey protein. That doesn't happen. So if I'm looking at getting a medication, right? I'm going to say first off, right, if I'm going to a doctor to have it prescribed, I'm asking, all right, what are the active ingredients? Here's the list of unapproved substances with Major League Baseball. I can't have any of this in this medication. It's not hard. It's not hard. And they said this medication had clostibol in it. So that's on the list to get popped, for a positive test. So to me, this is a bunch of baloney. But I also pulled this up too. Barstool Sports, they actually talked about this here. From Ranny Jazzayurli. Oh, super chat coming in. Jimmy Productions. Do you think the Padres should sue Fernando Tatis Jr. for the money they paid him? Now, well, they won't sue him. They won't sue him, but they could void the contract. Or I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can void the contract. They would look into that. They're not going to sue him, but no, they can look into voiding the contract. So I'm sure they have clauses in there. Yeah, that's what they would look into if they wanted to go that route. No, there wouldn't be any lawsuits involved. I'm sure there could be some lawsuits that, if let's say the Padres end up, voiding the contract, I'm sure his camp, his agent, whatnot, they could file a lawsuit or something. I don't know. It could become a mess. And I'm sure the Padres don't want to go that route because they don't want to, because you got the Players Association involved. Like, you got a lot of things going on, to where I don't think they would want to go that route. But at this point, I mean, if stuff like this keeps happening, you might have to go that route. Now, again, I don't know the exact details into what you have to do to void a contract. Has a contract ever been voided? I can't remember. Like a big time contract. I don't know. I feel like there might have been one. I can't remember, though. But taking a look at this tweet here from Ranny Jazzayurli. Okay, dermatologist here. We do not use clostebol. We frequently prescribe clobetasol, a potent topical steroid. Clobetasol, which calms down the immune system, makes ringworm much worse, and is the absolute last thing we'd use for it. So they're basically saying here that they don't use this, right? That they're not using this for ringworm. And I looked at other ringworm medications and whatnot. You can just type in ringworm medication. You get like all these different things you can go buy, right? None of them had that ingredient. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a little weird. You know, I've had how many haircuts? I love going to the barber shop. That's one of my favorite things. That's what I love, going to the barber shop every month. Like getting my beard trimmed, you know, getting my hair did, you know, shaving it down to a 2 on the sides and back. I always feel great leaving the barber shop. Always smells fine and dandy in there. It's one of my favorite times of the month. I've never gotten ringworm on my head or on my neck or wherever else. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe my barber shop is just super clean. But I don't know, man. That's a little... I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say he's lying. I mean, I've been to the barbershop quite a bit in my life. I've never gotten anything like ringworm before. I don't know. That's just me. Jimmy Productions, what's going on? $4.99. Do you think Tatis is as good as last year, or was he cheating last year? I mean, if he was cheating last year, wasn't doing a great job at it. I mean, he had a great year, but he was getting hurt a lot. So, I don't know, man. I'm wondering if he was taking something. I think it was more for him to try and speed up his recovery, you know, to try and get back onto the field a little quicker, you know, get back into some better shape quicker. I don't know, man. It's just ringworm. Ugh. I mean, I'm not going to say he's lying, but it's just, I don't know. It's a little, and then you got dermatologists out there saying, yeah, we don't really use this ingredient here. We don't really use this for ringworm. So, I don't know. When I'm looking here, I'm looking at different ringworm medications on there. I'm not seeing this ingredient in any of them. So, I'm sure they're out there, but the point is, let's say he was. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're, 15, 20, 25, you're 80 years old. If you're working for a company that has a strict drug testing policy, right? Major League Baseball, they're on top of this, right? And you have a list of banned substances. There's no excuse. You should be, I don't care if he's 23 years old. And that's another thing. His dad was in the major leagues for a long time. So his dad's sitting out here saying, oh, this is a catastrophe. You played in the major leagues, you dope. Don't you think that maybe, if Fernando Tatis Jr. is too immature to go, make sure to go check the list of banned substances, don't you think maybe, hey, Dad, maybe you could remind your son, hey, you should probably go check the banned substances and make sure this medication doesn't have anything on that list. Dad, come on now. You're sitting here saying this is a catastrophe? Get out of here. Go eat a sandwich. Get out. Just ridiculous. But, I don't know. Fernando Tatis Jr. I don't know, man. I don't know. But he's going to talk to the team, and that's that. They're all disappointed. I mean, of course it's disappointing. It's extremely disappointing, This is a guy, he's fooling around on his motorcycle, breaks his hand or his wrist or whatever it was. And now this. And then you're going to say it's ringworm medication. And the fact that his dad is saying, just saying this is a catastrophe. I don't know. It sounds like the family's lacking a little bit of accountability, if you ask me. I don't know, man. The fact that dad is saying here, like, oh, no, this is a catastrophe. This is ridiculous. Well, I don't know, man. Hey, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And it sounds like Fernando Tatis Jr., he's got to start being a little accountable. Sounds like his dad's not very accountable either. That's just me. Whatever. But, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. And, you know, I wanted to come on tonight. I wanted to talk about some news. I'm going to try and do these a little bit more. It's just easier for my schedule. It's easier for me to get this all set up. I'm definitely going to be, you know, doing videos like pre-recorded, you know, shorter videos for all of you. But definitely going to try and go live a little bit more. And that way we can kind of just hang out. We can talk some news. But everyone, thank you for the super chats tonight. We got a lot of them tonight. Just want to say greatly appreciated as always. But everyone, I'm going to get out of here. And hope everyone has a great rest of their night. And make sure you hit the bell notification as well on your way out. If you can, hit the like button for me on the way out. And definitely the bell, though, so that way you see every time I go live or upload a video. All right, what am I saying? I can't talk. All right, everyone. Have yourself a great rest of your night. And I'll talk to you next time.